everyone, it's Essie here with a process video for Peartree Cutfiles using that lovely Love Tags cut file. I've got 3 photographs of my great nieces and nephew, but just popping those aside with the pattern paper I've chosen to get straight on decorating the cut file tags. I'm going to be heat embossing on them, so I've used an anti-static bag, which is just like a little bag filled with powder, which stops any of the embossing powder kind of sticking where you don't want it. It takes the static off the card, it does what it says on the tin. Also helps to kind of remove fingerprints and things where the powder might stick where you don't want it. So I always try and use one of those first on a surface that I'm embossing, using my I've got a little mini distress embossing pad there, and I've got that lovely Bow Bunny stamp which I'm using on my tags. Just pouring the powder over, just a gentle tap, and I've now stamped and put the powder on the three tags with the letters, and then used my heat gun to melt that embossing powder. On the 4th tag, the one with the heart, I'm going to stamp, as you can see I'm stamping on it, just wanted a different effect because it's got the heart and not a letter. I wanted a different effect on that one. So using a repeat word stamp and an archival ink pad to repeat stamp across that. Just trying to line up the stamp so that the words line up. So I'm now backing the 3 tags with the letters on to some patterned paper from the Cocoa Vanilla Daydream collection, and just trimming round the edge just to leave a little margin, a little border even around the white tags, and then obviously the pattern paper shows through the aperture of the letters. For the 4th tag with the heart shape, I'm going to create a shaker pocket. So I'm applying my tape runner around the edge of the heart, and then I'm going to apply some foam strips. Acetate first, sorry, crucial stage. And then I'm going to apply these very thin strips that I've cut from some sticky backed foam sheets to use around the edge to create the pocket. These are really handy stuff to have because you can cut it in quite thin strips, and then it bends and moves around the shape really easily, as you can see there. Now that I've got the foam tape stuck, I'm just adjusting it slightly so that I just kind of looked at how it, just so that you can't see the edge through the acetate. I could just see a hint of pink when I turned it over, so just adjusting it around the edge there. I'm going to just dab with my anti-static bag so that when the sequins and glitter are put in, hopefully that'll help remove any static. Just brushing that out with my paintbrush also helps remove any fingerprints and things that were on it from when I was handling that. And then I'm going to pop some glitter and some sequins into that pocket. Now that I have my shape filled with pretty sparkly things, I'm going to add another layer of foam around the heart to create the surface, so that there's more foam to stick the backing patterned paper to. I'm going to add a layer along the bottom and along the top as well, and then backing that shaker pocket with the wood grain patterned paper from the 6x8 pad in the Cocoa Vanilla Daydream collection. So now my shaker pocket is backed. I'm going to trim around the edge, leaving just a little border so you can see the wood grain around the outside of the tag. And that's the cut file tags, backed, decorated and finished, ready to use on my layout. I'm now arranging my photographs and my tags, how I want them to sit on that pretty floral paper. Just trimming the edges there a little bit. I don't think I had the lines quite straight. Just using my chomper there to punch some holes in the top, and I'm going to thread some baker's twine through the holes to add a little bit of texture and definition to the tops of the tags. So I decided that I didn't want the background to be the full sheet of the floral. I felt it needed some different pattern in the background to break that floral up a bit. Although it is really pretty, I wanted to have something different behind the photographs. So I've got this lovely striped patterned paper from the collection, and there's some pinky stripes going through that as well. So I've torn strips of the patterned paper so that I've only got the coloured stripes that I want to use. I want to keep the colours, greens, blues, with a little bit of the gold colours in as well. Tearing off to make the strips fit together. So I'm just kind of reconstructing the patterned paper using the colours that I wanted and just adding some torn strips for some added detail and texture. Using my tape runner to pop those in place on the top half. And as you can see, I've got a sheet of white basil cardstock there that I'm just using to place them on, so that I make sure I get my layout back to a 12 by 12. If I'd popped the pieces together sort of freehand without that backing, well, they'd have been all over the place. And then I'm going to tuck that floral so that that's on the bottom half of my layout. Yeah, just trying it out there for size, adding my tape runner, and then I can trim that off after I've stuck. Oops, just trying to tuck that in under the edge of the striped piece there, and trimming off the bottom section. Oh, and there's a little bit that goes over the edge there as well. Sometimes these papers are not, I think the basil is probably not quite 12 by 12. Actually, I don't think it's basil, I think it's American Crafts white. So I've got my tags and I've got my photographs. I'm going to use some more foam to pop the photographs and the tags onto my background. Just putting the foam in the middle. Always, I always do this just in the middle section, so that if I want to tuck ephemera in around the photograph, then I still can, and it won't meet the foam and not be able to sort of tuck it in. Using the ruler that comes with, I bought this to go with the Tim Holtz craft mat even. It's got a little lip on it so it fits on the edge of the glass mat, so you can use it to line things up. It's really handy to try and get things in a straight line, because I'm not very good at doing that by eye. And then I'm going to put my tags along the bottom there. Finally getting round to putting the baker's twine through. So this is just a blue and white twine, and as you can see there, I've just popped a little bit through the top of each tag. And then I'm going to add some more decoration to the tags with this little white pom-pom trim. I think this is really cute. Just adding a little length of it to each tag along the bottom. I have some ephemera that I've picked out from the ephemera packs. I've got mainly florals, a couple of other little bits, rainbows and hearts, which I'm going to use on the page, trying to stick that fabric puffy heart down there. My silicone glue gel wasn't behaving, so just use some Tombow wet white glue instead. I've obviously cleared my silicone glue gel syringe off camera, and I'm now using that to add some of the other embellishments, sticking with the blues and the creams and the yellows, adding the some florals and that moth to the heart tag, and then that little row of rainbows across the top of the photographs, creating a triangle with my groups of embellishments. As you can see, I've got the heart tag, the little embellishment cluster at the top of the photographs, and then the third one finishing the triangle at the top of the page. Just having a look at the sticker sheets, adding some little word stickers in for some extra details. Like to add one each, keeping it balanced, so I'm adding one each into those clusters. And I've also got some bramble fox hearts. These are gorgeous colours. I've bought several of these just in case they stop doing them. I'm hoping that they never go out of production. They are my favourite colours. They're sort of the blues and pinks and golds, so they're perfect for this layout. Just removing the backing and popping them down into those clusters. Just a little bit of extra detail. And again, using the wet Tombow glue to apply those. I know some people use glossy accents, that works too. With my Nuvo drops, just trying to decide what colour I'm going to use, and go for the navy. This is one of my favourite colours. It looks quite blue, sort of bright blue in the bottle, but it dries to a much darker navy. It's a beautiful colour, and I'm also using that kind of champagne-y colour, I suppose, to add some extra definition in as well. And there's my layout finished. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I created my layout, and I look forward to seeing you here again soon. Bye.